For the entirety of my existence, I have slept in what is referred to as a monophasic pattern. That means I do all my sleep at one time for 7 to 8 hours a night. However, armed with the power of the internet and my own fatal curiosity, I discovered the art of polyphasic sleeping, a sleep pattern where users receive their well-needed beauty rest in multiple phases throughout the day. By doing so, polyphasic sleepers are theoretically able to function with less sleep. Some users claim to also feel enhanced focus and creativity, and what better way to test this than to do it myself for 1 week. But on first glance, I noticed there are plenty of different polyphasic sleep schedules out there, with the most abysmal being a schedule called the EVERYMAN, where users sleep for 6 20-minute naps throughout the day, cutting down their daily sleep time to only 2 hours. And if used over an average lifetime, the EVERYMAN would add a whopping 20 years of awake time to the user's life. But even I'm not foolish enough to attempt such a treacherous schedule. So I consulted a current polyphasic sleeper to figure out a more humane polyphasic sleep schedule for me to try.
I'm Jackson. I've been using polyphasic sleep for the last 6 months or something like that.
Despite the lack of sleep, Jackson somehow has the energy to do this crazy shit.
So the whole idea of it is to break up your sleep into as many segments as you can and kind of recharge the sleep battery more often, so to speak, and then you start to feel good after about a week. So the thing is with polyphasic sleep is, well, biphasic sleep is your natural sleep rhythm as a human.
It's also worth mentioning that many Latin American countries are biphasic sleepers. They sleep for a continuous 5 to 6 hours, and then break for a 30 to 90 minute siesta at another point in the day, which I can only imagine must be sublime.
So I'll sleep for my 4.5 hours, and then I'll have 2 20-minute naps throughout the day.
Okay, so I'll probably do 4.5 and then 20-20 like you've been doing, and then see where that goes.
That's the one I'd recommend, yeah.
Also, have you talked to a doctor about this at all?
No.
Have you thought about it? Have you ever thought, am I fucking my body up long term, or?
I've had a little bit of worry about that. If I were to try the EVERYMAN schedule or something like that, then yeah, maybe speak to a doctor. In my opinion, that's the kind of thing that's dangerous.
And on that note, I thank Jackson for his abundant awake time and parted ways. However, I still thought a precautionary pop over to the doctor wouldn't hurt. So I went down to UCLA and talked to renowned sleep specialist Dr. Alon Avidan.
Polyphasic sleep, generally speaking, is not a good idea. I'll tell you why. One of my patients gave me an anecdote, which is like baking bread. If you are supposed to put the bread in the oven for about an hour, if you end up taking the bread prematurely after half an hour and then sticking it in the oven every 10 minutes afterwards, it's never gonna rise. The same metaphor, sleep has to be occurring during that specific phase of time.
So how much sleep is needed per day?
A minimum of 7 hours of sleep is needed for proper physiologic function, ideally 8 hours. And of course, this is an average.
So for this, I'd be getting 5 hours and 10 minutes.
5 hours and 10 minutes may be appropriate for some people. Those are called the short sleepers. The odds of that being the case are rather small because this is a very, very rare condition.
So to sum that up, basically you're saying not a good idea to try what I'm about to try.
Probably not a good idea.
Okay, well, I think that sums up what I need to know about polyphasic sleep. Hopefully I'll make it through the week.
Good luck.
After that ringing endorsement of confidence from the doc, it was time to begin. What follows is my slow descent into madness.
All right, so this is night 1 of my polyphasic sleep experiment. It's 12:22 right now. Setting my alarm for 5 then, just in case it takes me a little bit of time to sleep. I woke up once in the middle of the night, so my block of 4.5 hours definitely got disturbed.
So just worked out right now. I actually feel pretty fantastic right now considering how shitty I felt this morning. It's about 7 o'clock, 2 hours I gotta go to work.
It's time for my first nap. I've booked this room at work so that I don't sleep at my desk. Just set the alarm.
The first couple of days are definitely the worst. Day 1 to 3 are hell on earth, literally hell on earth. You're moody, your productivity goes out the window because most of the time you're trying to stay awake and you don't really get anything done.
So I'm exhausted right now. I'm so tired, I didn't even want to go work out. So this is the end of day 2. I just worked out, kind of hurt my leg, but I'm a little worried because you need sleep to repair your muscles, so.
What are the main things that are going to start to happen as I start to get more sleep deprived?
You'll not be able to react efficiently to, let's say, if you're driving and you have to stop.
That sounds important. Cool.
Memory problems, cognitive problems, creativity.
Don't need that.
People become more irritable. Those are the short-term issues.
Wait, that was just the short term?
That's short-term.
So I think I'm gonna take the train to work just because today I haven't really been able to concentrate.
I'm kind of just being awake to be awake. People who do this use these extra hours to, work out or do some work or do some extra time. It's just, but I'm so like brain dead right now. I'm incapable of doing anything. But at the same time, because I'm doing nothing, it's making it so much harder to stay awake. Also, my freaking leg is killing me.
It's just these naps. They're not doing anything.
Now let's look into the long-term issues. Propensity for weight gain, prediabetes and even diabetes, heart disease, obstructive sleep apnea, immunologic function, psychological deterioration.
All of a sudden today, mid-afternoon, I feel actually pretty good.
What in the world is happening right now? What is going on?
Huh? I just laughed for 30 straight minutes over my boss telling me that he makes homemade hummus.
Ryan, I think you need a nap.
Not yet. Yeah. I will say that I've also tried to do the same task on my computer for the past 30 minutes and I still can't do it, so. And then he's out like in the floor picking natural ingredients. That's stupid. I'll go back to my desk. Now I'm crashing. My headache is worse than it has been this entire week. And I have no motivation to do anything. I can't speak. To have, what was I saying? Also, I feel like I'm getting sick. So this is what, beginning of day 7? I think it's time to tap out. There's just no point to doing this anymore. Fuck, I didn't want to break though. Already in too deep. I'm so out of it. I think it's time to call it quits. Okay, so I caved, and I just woke up. Still feel pretty shitty. Yeah, I'm just disappointed.
Polyphasic, it's a stretch of the biphasic sleep and it's probably not conducive to normal physiology. Biphasic sleep, however, is natural.
Do you plan on doing this forever?
Biphasic, I'd say yes. Whenever I'm not doing polyphasic sleep, I use biphasic sleep. That's just what naturally works for me. And I feel like would naturally work for a lot of people if they gave it the time. But the polyphasic thing, it's absolutely fine for a couple of weeks. And if you need to do it for like university, for your exams, or just like whenever you got a lot of work, then just go for it because it's really helpful.
So what did I learn from this experience? I found how crucial the proper amount of sleep is for functionality. I didn't experience heightened focus or creativity, nor did I feel the extra time awake per day was worth it. Yes, there are people out there like Jackson that are able to do this, and that may be because they are genetically suited for it as Dr. Avidan suggested, or maybe because they have more willpower than me. But all I can say is this: listen to what your body is telling you. And I know one thing for sure, I definitely won't take sleep for granted again, and neither should you.